Impeachment Article 10, Unconstitutionally usurping state authority, 10th Amendment violations, prepared by Free Speech for People. Unconstitutionally usurping state authority. In his conduct of the office of President of the United States, Donald John Trump, in violation of his constitutional oath faithfully to execute the office of President of the United States and, to the best of his ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, and in violation of his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed, has prevented, obstructed, and impeded the administration of justice, in that Donald John Trump, using the powers of his high office, engaged personally and through his close subordinates and agents, in a course of conduct or plan designed to violate the power and authority vested in the states and the people by the 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. The means used to implement this course of conduct or plan included one or more of the following. 1. Misusing the power and office of the Department of Justice to bring an unlawful lawsuit against the state of Illinois for electing not to spend its own finite resources to perform federal immigration functions. 2. Threatening criminal and civil sanctions against state and local governments that do not elect to use their own resources to perform federal immigration functions. 3. Threatening to withhold congressionally appropriated funds from state and local jurisdictions that do not elect to use their own resources to perform federal immigration functions. In each instance, Trump has usurped or attempted to usurp the power afforded to states and local governments to determine how to utilize its own limited resources, including law enforcement, to serve the needs of their communities, and he has done so by misusing the Department of Justice to target U.S. v. Illinois, complaint, case number 25 CV 1285, filed February 6, 2025. Executive Order 14159, January 20, 2025, US. Department of Justice Office of the Deputy Attorney General Memorandum, Interim Policy Changes Regarding Charging, Sentencing, and Immigration Enforcement, January 21, 2025. Executive Order 14159, January 20, 2025, Certain States for Unlawful Criminal and Civil Suits. In all of this, Donald John Trump has acted in a manner contrary to his trust as president and subversive of constitutional government, to the great prejudice of the cause of law and justice and to the manifest injury of the people of the United States. Wherefore Donald John Trump, by such conduct, warrants impeachment and trial, and removal from office.
It's interesting that the 10th article of impeachment is based on the 10th Amendment. Now, the 10th Amendment protects your state to be a laboratory of democracy, to show what it can do if it operates in a certain way. And the federal government is supposed to have very limited powers. It's supposed to be only regulating interstate commerce, and the only time it can reach into a state is, for example, when that state is violating the constitutional rights of its citizens. It is not permitted to do that. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and a state cannot do things that interfere with the rights of the citizens. Now, the states can make more rights than that, or other rights to their citizens, but it cannot deprive rights. But what Trump is doing by withholding funds, or particularly when it comes to things like criminal prosecutions, the federal government shouldn't be locking up government officials for not instituting policies, only unless those policies that the government is acting on are about protecting the constitutional rights of its citizens. Then the federal government should be able to step in to protect people's right to vote, your not being tortured in prisons, making certain that you have bail, the ability to face your accused, all these things, that they're not just seizing people's property. So you got to be doing. We're not doing that today at all. What the president is doing is, even in the case of New York, I think it's number 14, I think, deals with the state of New York, where Trump literally ordered the Justice Department to to bribe the mayor of New York to do what they say, or they would prosecute him and throw him in jail. That is unconstitutional and illegal by any president. No president should be able to go to your state and literally tell your state that if you don't do my policy, I'm going to put your governor, I am going to put your mayor, I am going to put your state officials in jail. That if you don't make abortion on demand whenever it is that we desire it to be, that we're going to throw you in jail. No. Or that absolutely no abortion at all. Or we throw you in jail. No. That's just not how it works. Trump is in violation of the 10th Amendment. So if you believe that your state has the right to conduct its own business and its own affairs on its own, then this is the article in which you should be telling Trump, no, get the hell out of office, because no president should be threatening and intimidating illegally your state. If the president has an argument to make, he should bring your representatives of your state to the White House, have a state dinner, have a discussion, try to persuade them, try to show the power of his argument. And if he can't do that, then he's not fit to be president. Someone else needs to be there. He shouldn't be using his subordinates to threaten states. If you can't lead by the power of your argument as the president of the United States and respect that everyone here is just trying to make a better country, and if you can't do that, you don't deserve to be in the White House. You don't deserve to work in the White House. If you can't tell the president of the United States, Mr. President, you cannot bully, threaten, and intimidate mayors and governors with prosecution if they don't do what you say, is completely wrong and unconstitutional. Those people who don't do that should also be removed, because they're in violation of their constitutional oath, which is to institute things based on the Constitution. And if what they feel is what the president should do is threaten to put your mayor, to threaten to put your governor in prison if they don't do what he says, then that's wrong. That's why we need to impeach Donald Trump, particularly on this amendment as well. Thank you.